Listen, it's been a hard couple of weeks, these past few, between myself and Mercedes. It has been difficult. It's been fraught with danger, beset with travails and foibles on both sides. I've said some things, I've argued with some people. I have been the toxicity that I wish to expunge from the community. I've been harsh on George, I've been really harsh on Lewis, and I've been harsh on Toto Wolff in addition. So genuinely, listen, from the bottom of my heart, I want to take this time to apologise to absolutely nobody. How do you mean, Mercedes? What are you doing? Not having it at all, Mercedes behaviour. So apologise for what? On the back of that tweet that you put out the other day accusing fans, telling fans that if they can't love you at your worst, then they're not entitled to love you at your best. Behave yourself, Mercedes. And it's wrong on so many different fronts. It's littered with self-aggrandizement, self-importance, et al. I can't have that. I can't have it. Jay Eastman, thank you so much, mate. It is passion. And listen, as fans of sports and sports teams, sports franchises, we're entitled now. YouTube exists so we can talk our opinions. We can give them life. It's a different day in 2024. It's not just legacy media anymore. Mercedes, although they would like to, and this isn't just about Mercedes, Red Bull, F1, Liberty Media, although they would like to think that they hold all the communicative purse strings, they don't any longer. That has been it erstwhile, but no longer. Let me talk about Mercedes very quickly because they're lucky that this didn't happen. Coney, they're lucky. I'm telling you, they're lucky that this didn't happen whilst my voice was in a fit state, because it would have been crazy. More chaotic than it will be over the next 10 to 15 minutes. Because when I saw that tweet from Mercedes, and of course I'm talking about the tweet where they've posted up a picture of one of their successful iterations, the W12 or whatever, it does not matter, and a picture of the W15, saying above the picture of the W12 that you don't deserve to love me at my best. The text above the picture of the W15 read, if you can't love me at my worst. Well, what do you like? Where are we going with this, Mercedes? Like, the one thing that I hate if we're talking about F1 is gatekeeping and proselytizing. How dare you be so bloody preachy? NC Paddock, this is bonkers. Absolutely bonkers, bro. Like, it's nuts. NC Paddock at this stage, I just can't deal with it. How dare they be so preachy? NC Paddock will get back to you on that, promise. But it's too bloody preachy at this stage and too proselytizing, and those are two things that I hate, and especially around F1, that preaches all this bloody stuff about being open and honest and transparent and diversity and equality. Meanwhile, in the background is doing everything it can to gatekeep. Now, Mercedes had signed up to all of these altruistic charitable schemes and programs that Lewis Hamilton put together to fight against these things, and then this is the team that we're talking about that goes to tweet that out. What, lumping up all Mercedes fans together, stereotyping and typecasting? But how do you mean? Now, I know some fans can overstep as far as passion, and it does get toxic from time to time. Lewis Hamilton evangelist, at times I can be one of those, but they are the perfect example of that. Sometimes the passion bleeds through, right? And it gets too much, and I understand that. But then why don't you post something about that? Delineate between Mercedes fans, because they are not all the same. They view and ingest the sport all through different lenses, for Pete's sake. How very dare you, Mercedes? I keep going back and even during the broadcast yesterday with Baxter and Shez, I'm hearing Baxter, and he's super rational. Very rarely that he's Baxter a million miles off, and as he's talking, I'm like, you know what, Baxter's right, it was just a joke, whatever. And then literally picked up my phone and read it back, and I thought, no, it's not just I can't have it. Really cheeses me off every time I look at it. And I haven't deleted it, by the way. It's still on their Twitter. Every time I go back and read it, I'm like, what? How have I got the Mercedes cap over there still that I paid big money for to go into the coffers of the outfit from Braxley and Brixworth? Why? Like, why am I feeling like this? Like, done nothing. Okay, so I'm going to criticize them, but is that to say that they're immune from criticism after 3 years? 2021 was a long time ago. So too 2020, the last time they won drivers and constructors. Since then, by the way, ladies and gents, Lewis Hamilton, my favourite driver, hasn't even come close to winning a Grand Prix. So what are we talking about? What, just hold that because that's the nature of sports and all dynasties come to it? No, I'm all right. I'm all right. I have been holding it and wrestling with it all the while, doing my best as a sports fan, as a fan of Lewis Hamilton via Mercedes. That's, you know what I mean? I've been struggling with it for Pete's sake. Like, how dare you, Mercedes? Like, flipping Nora. Fans that travel all around the world and back your drivers to the nth degree and go to bat for Lewis Hamilton ad infinitum. Or, like, do you know what I mean? Like, how? Where has this come from? And again, you know what? I'm reminded. My guy Peter Windsor tells me this very often. Peter Wright sent them a note talking about good luck with these Grand Effect cars and the porpoising. They didn't listen. Peter Windsor's also sent Toto Wolff a couple of names of engineers who could potentially help them wrangle with the issues that they're facing. No response back to my guy Peter Windsor. I feel like for the longest time, and again, listen, add Exhibit C to this, I feel like for the longest time Mercedes haven't been listening. They failed to take their heads above the parapet and ingest what's going on before them. Surely that's rules of first principle. This is brass tacks now. Take your Exhibit C. They had everything as far as the first-hand evidence in 2022 that car wasn't working. The performance curve far too peaky for them to access it with any sort of regularity and make a success out of that car. They didn't listen to their reality. Ostensibly, this is what the evidence was showing them. They made another nodding mistake. Zero level decision making and rolled forth that failed design philosophy into 2024. What is going on? And that is a nonsense. And that's the team that you're going to tell me has the gall and the plain face shame to tweet out something like that, aiming at the fans who were disgruntled because they've supported the team for so long and they're used to 8 constructors back to back pretty much and flipping and they're upset. And that's how you talk to them. The same fans that are buying your merch and spending thousands of pounds to travel around the world and support your team in person. In a time, by the way, when everybody's struggling because of, I was going to say cost cap then, because of cost saving, the cost of living, hyperinflation is chaotic, interest rates all over the world are bonkers, house prices, you can't even buy them because again, globally, it's just gone too mad. And this is the context in which you want to tweet something like that. Good on you, Mercedes. You know what? Carry on. I'm no apology from Cameron. You must be, are you having a giraffe? No chance. And in other news, lest I kill Mercedes too much. I don't want to go too much. I don't want to be as monotonous as F1 has been in my tone, criticising Mercedes all the time. 2 of the things I want to touch on. Gazzetta dello Sport has released an article talking about Carlos Sainz potentially being in talks with Mercedes. Treat that with a pinch of salt, because Gazzetta dello Sport say some things sometimes, and as a part-time journalist, integrity is very, very important. I can't just quote nor bring to you each and every single time each headline on its merits. I've got to gauge an overweight, underweight, depending on the reliability of the source. That's what's been said. I don't know. There may be veracity in it. There may not be. I'm not going to talk about it ad infinitum. But Carlos Sainz Jr. over the next couple of weeks, between now and the end of April, is going to be a source of discussion. Does he go to Red Bull? Does he go to Mercedes? Does he end up, as Lawrence Perito mentioned, at Sauber as an example, or Williams even? He has options. Williams I don't think is the play. Sauber too, probably a bit too early. He'll want to be in there in 2026 when Audi take over proper and benefit from their god tier level engines. But between now and then, surely he wants to either squeeze his way into a Red Bull or a Mercedes. Gazzetta dello Sport yet again says that they are in talks. Listen, take that with a pinch of salt. It is ultimately the Gazzetta dello Sport. Secondly, the calendar. This calendar is chaos because F1 have been talking again. The hypocrisy just runs throughout everything that we're talking. The news, the teams, the gate. It's just all the same, man, and it's tiring sometimes. But check this out. The calendar's been released, and they're talking about all of this sustainability and net zero and whatever by 2030. Cool. That's nice. It is all nice, right? However, how are we going from Spain in the middle of the calendar, Spain to Canada, back to like Europe? Like, what happened to net zero and sustainability? I know there's scheduling issues and you got to negotiate timings with promoters, but Canada's like over here on the map and Europe's over here. Like, so you're going from Europe to North America back to Europe in consecutive race weekends. What, like, I mean, who would be an F1 fan in 2024 with all the nonsense and hypocrisy and whatever else that they're talking? Like, it is just daft. It is just daft. Also, Mercedes, per rumours, of course, basically already have a massive contract already written for Max. Yeah, so internally, NC Paddock, as far as Mercedes, it sounds like what I'm hearing is that Toto Wolff has internally agreed with all the key stakeholders a provisional contract with Max. That's what I'm hearing. NC Paddock, you're far too kind, by the way, sir. But that's what I'm hearing. As to whether that comes to fruition, I'm not so sure, because why would Max leave, really? It all sounds like calmer waters at Red Bull for now. So why is he going to leave? Even if it wasn't calm, I think Max, being as sensible as he is, would know that anywhere between now and the end of 2025 that he doesn't want to leave this RB20 rocket ship of a car to go and drive a Mercedes. Like maybe in 2026 when it's split turbo and Honda are going to be at Aston, do you know what I mean? When things are in more of a state of flux. But as at now, when it's stasis and when RB20 have anywhere up to half a second a lap on the rest of them, depending on what track we're at that race weekend, I don't know. Max is a smart guy, and I don't see him leaving Red Bull anytime soon, not for a bit of politics, but I digress. Anyway, the F1 world, the wicked, weird world of F1. These are the very murky waters that we swim in as viewers of the sport, of fans of these teams and drivers. Maybe the onus is on me. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe at this stage, 30 years deep of F1 viewership, I should know better at this point. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Oh, it's chaos, isn't it? No further questions, Your Honour.